I used to imagine an enormous tidal wave, its angry waves of blue and white rolling on itself and crashing into tree lines as it makes its way down the easement towards us. Sometimes I let my imagination take it further and try and think of how we could possibly be able to escape such an impending doom. Today is different. Today, I'm imagining walls of flame sent by the devil himself. I see them in my mind's eye, as clear as if they were actually there. The flames leaping and crawling from branch to branch, its sticky, fiery hands reaching out to grab the next gum tree and devour its soul. An apocalypse of our flora and fauna. The thickening smoke starting to strangle my throat brings me back to reality. The flames haven't quite reached our home yet, but they're coming. The sound of drums, can you hear them? They echo through the chokehold of wind and smoke in anticipation of engulfing our home and everything else in its path. My husband sits across from me refreshing news feeds and watching videos that people have been taking from inside the worst hit areas. None of the news is good news. Homes have been destroyed, livelihoods placed in peril. Some have died, like his auntie. The news reached us this morning. My mother-in-law has been trying to call her since last night to see if they made it to the evacuation centre. Those who lived with her had made it, but sadly her body could not handle the stress and gave out during the initial evacuation of her home. Should we go? I ask for what feels like the 100th time today. He may think I'm overthinking, but one of us has to have some sort of thought process for this. I'm not going anywhere. This is our home, he says. We built this from the ground up and I refuse to see it return there. I don't even try to imagine the scenarios for this what if. My mind already imagines flames licking the horizon, let alone imagining the worst outcome for our family. A home we can rebuild, a father and a husband we cannot. He returns back to scouring the apps for updates on the fire's front. News of bombers hitting the forestry on the opposite end of the road we live begins to emerge, and I can hear the panic start to rise as he points to his phone and shows me, it must be bad up there. It looks like it's gone through his property into the scrub. If it has, it's coming straight for us. Once again, flashes of flames attack my mind. I'm momentarily lost in the imaginings of my terrified mind. His mum enters the room with a grim look on her face. She's heard the news too. We're leaving. We're getting the dogs on the back of the ute. We're packed, ready to go now. You should too. She walks out the back door towards their car. And just like that, the air around us changes. We can sense the change in the atmosphere, a strange sense of danger looming up the very same easement I was imagining flames touching earlier. We look outside and see the plume of dark clouds rising above the trees, darker and more ominous than they were a minute ago. It found fuel. It looks angry. We can see the smoke clouds gathering in the distance, building in volume as the fire destroys anything in its path. I think it's time to go. Are you sure you want to stay? Please come with us, I ask him, more hoping rather than expecting to hear what I want to hear. He looks at the same cloud I am. I wonder if he sees the same things I see, or are my intrusive thoughts and imaginings my own? He nods, a look of relief overcoming him. I'll come with you and the kids. Better to wait it out somewhere safe, I think. We built all this once before, we can do it again. And now we wait, safe and worried, but safe all the same. The only thing changing since leaving the home was the location. We still scour the news feeds for updates, jumping on our phone at the slightest ping. We await news of our friends, families, and hoping to hear nothing more of people losing their homes or their lives. For the meantime, we wait. Before the fires started, we thought we understood our plan. Our plan was made and agreed. But our plans changed. We now understand the ferocity of nature. It has an almost sentient-like way of levelling the playing field. There is a war between man and nature, but nature will always win out.